Her name is Morgan Ariel. And she is a Maga person that has a problem with idol worship. She's got issues with the Trump idol worship. This is a right winger. She's a super Christian. A little background with her. She used to be like a raver, party girl. And then in 2019, right around the time of J.D. Vance, she converted to Christianity. And now she is super evangelical. We'll go look at her Instagram page. You can look at the fucking conversion. And it's the typical story. You know, these people who they feel a sense of shame for having been a partier or whatever. And so then the way they counteract that shame is to avoid dealing with it. And so then they become religious zealots that are out to tell everybody what they have to be ashamed of. I mean, it's pretty standard what people do when they don't deal with their own shame. They project it. First off, just the very recording of this, it starts off quiet, and the longer she talks, it gets louder and louder and louder, and then at a cut point, it like starts off quiet again. At first, I thought it was AI because of the mechanics of it is like so weird.
I have never seen a human being being worshipped the way that conservatives are worshiping Donald Trump to the point where it is creating cognitive dissonance from the reality of the things that have taken place in the last 2 years in this country. And if you dare speak out about it, you get viciously attacked, which leads me to believe that a lot of people on the right are no better than the people that they claim to hate on the left. And it's no wonder why God allowed him to be removed out of office, because our God is a jealous God and he does not play games with idolatry. And
So she's saying that Trump didn't win in 2020 because God is jealous and upset about the idolatry. So God took vengeance upon Donald Trump, but that's weird. So how did we get to now that he's won again?
That's exactly what's going on in this movement. And let this be a warning to everybody that the people who blindly follow man are going to be the same people that are deceived by the Antichrist when he pops up on the scene. So I would tread very, very lightly with being a respecter of persons. And if you're going to have blind loyalty to somebody that causes you to be disrespectful to another human being, then reserve that for your family members and friends who you actually know, and not politicians who don't care about you one bit.
Dude, there is a lot to unpack here. All right, let's break it down point by point here.
I have never seen a human being being worshipped the way that conservatives are worshiping Donald Trump to the point where it is creating cognitive dissonance from the reality of the things that have taken place in the last 2 years in this country. And if you dare speak out about it, you get viciously attacked.
Okay, so I agree with her there. Obviously, she's noticing there is absolutely idolatry. Remember the goat in Trump We Trust, laying the hands on him like he's Jesus? There is no doubt that there is a projection on Trump as though he is a divine person. They Jesus the shit out of Trump. And it is weird. And if you go against it, they full force will come after you with bomb threats, with physical threats. They'll dox you. I mean, there is some weird shit. Now, I know she mentioned something about the Antichrist that we're going to get to, but dude, if there's an Antichrist, he's not coming after Trump. This motherfucker, if there is an Antichrist, this motherfucker is it. No doubt. I mean, he's an adulterer, racist, con man, snake oil salesman, total degenerate that the Christians have sort of bent over and taken it for him without, question.
Which leads me to believe that a lot of people on the right are no better than the people that they claim to hate on the left. And it's no wonder why God allowed him to be removed out of office, because our God is a jealous God and he does not play games with idolatry. And that's exactly what's going on in this movement.
She's so robotic. Bro, the way she delivers this thing is he is idolatry. Our God is a jealous God.
this be a warning to everybody that the people who blindly follow man are going to be the same people that are deceived by the Antichrist.
Okay, so she says, let this be a warning to people that the people who blindly follow man are going to be like vulnerable to the Antichrist. Now, she kind of glosses over the possibility of him being the Antichrist, which I think is a little short-sighted.
When he pops up on the scene, so I would tread very, very lightly with being a respecter of persons. And if you're gonna have blind loyalty to somebody that causes you to be disrespectful to another human being, then reserve that for your family members and friends who you actually know, and not politicians who don't care about you one.
So now her chief line of complaint here is about, if you're going to idolize Trump and if you're going to obsessively follow this man and think he's the second coming or whatever, don't disrespect people who don't do that. So her beef is not even with Trump per se. Her beef is with the people that she believes are forsaking God in order to idolize Trump, and she believes they're setting themselves up to be taken advantage of by the Antichrist. But she does kind of gloss over the possibility that Trump is the Antichrist. This is her reel about her party days. No vaccine. Jesus, dude. All right, but here's the problem. Dude, I want to address something here. Okay? I'm going to freeze this on one particular frame. Okay? You ready? This is an important one because we just talked about trauma. Okay? And she's out there partying, unresolved trauma, which she recognizes. But now here's the frame I want to focus on. Okay? Is after she converts, okay? Here comes 2019. She finds Jesus dressed like a Jezebel. Dude, there's nothing wrong with fucking dressing sexy. Like, come on now, that's weird. But here it is. This next frame, right here. Here is the source of the problem, guys. Because in 2019, she found Jesus, but she had unresolved trauma. She had alcohol problems. She was on the run from stuff. But she says, he cleaned me up, freed me from sin, and made me new. But here's the problem. Her simple conversion to Jesus, and maybe she got off the alcohol and shit, it didn't get rid of the trauma. Her devotion to Jesus didn't get rid of the trauma. Her trauma is now, instead of it expressing itself as her drinking and partying and dressing like a Jezebel, it's expressing its, no doubt, as like going after gay and trans people, fighting against the people that aren't Christians, demonizing and judgment. And right, it's like, this is where it gets wacky, because they think they go to Jesus, they're born again, and they think all of a sudden their trauma's gone. But it's not. Now the trauma is expressing it in the way they use religion as a cudgel, as a weapon that they aim, something they aim at these people. It does. It gets projected outward. These evangelicals that are now judging the way people dress, or the type of sex they have, or whether they have OnlyFans, or whether they're even the right type of Christian. You're not Christian enough. You're forsaking Jesus. And they think the gospel is going to free them from the trauma. But it really doesn't. It really doesn't, because when you see it, what is this, bro?
Starting at noon.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what even is this that we're fucking watching here? Dude, like, what are we doing? You know, the trauma is still fucking very real, okay? And here, look, this is what 2020 would have looked like had it not been rigged. But we saw where before 2020 wasn't rigged. 2020 was God punishing the jealous God punishing Trump. But now she's like all in her weird conspiracy theories. Fauci lied. The whole thing is a fucking like anti-trans. She's talking about 𝗲𝗏𝗄𝗏, saying 𝗲𝗏𝗄𝗏 has a micro penis. Okay, so here we go. Here's that trauma that used to make her drink. Here's that trauma that used to make her dress like a Jezebel and party. And now she's caking on the makeup and attacking innocent boxers as part of an anti-transgender fucking nonsense. So again, dude, this shit is fucking outrageous. But look at this, dude. When you get deported, but Selena Gomez was born in America. Isn't that crazy? Like how racist? This is the woman who was born anew, refreshed by Jesus. Remember? She was refreshed by Jesus. Again, I don't want to harsh on her personally because I realize she's just working out her trauma and stuff. But this shit, no bueno, dude. This shit is toxic Christianity. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.